This open pit worked by thousands of independent miners is owned by a local mining company called Shemaf that says it sells cobalt to Umicore. People work in bare feet with little or no safety equipment.
Right now, there's a secret war over Congo's cobalt mines, the metal inside every smartphone, laptop, and electric cars you use. This war affects you whether you're in Africa, Asia, or North America. Every time you charge your phone, every time you step into an electric car, you are holding a piece of Congo in your hands. That's because nearly 3/4 of the world's cobalt, a metal you probably never think about, comes from one place, the Democratic Republic of the Congo. And without cobalt, the electric vehicle revolution, the smartphone in your pocket, even renewable energy storage systems, they collapse. But here is the catch. Congo isn't getting rich off this. In fact, its people are paying the highest price. So the real question is, who actually controls this metal? And why has it become the center of a secret global war? Let's start with why cobalt is so important. Cobalt is the unsung hero of modern technology. It's used in lithium-ion batteries, the ones that power your phone, laptop, and most critically, electric vehicles. Without cobalt, these batteries overheat and fail. That's why demand has skyrocketed. In fact, the price of cobalt hit nearly $82,000 per ton in 2022, before crashing back down to around $21,500 per ton in 2024 and 2025 as supply chain battles raged. But here's the twist. Although Congo holds the supply, it doesn't control the game. China refines most of the world's cobalt. In other words, Congo digs it up, but China controls where it goes. And that gives Beijing enormous leverage over the global battery supply chain. That's why the US and Europe now call cobalt a critical mineral, because losing access could cripple their industries. So yes, cobalt might just be the most important metal of the 21st century. But to understand why it's one of the most controversial, you have to go inside Congo's mines. To really understand this story, we have to go to the source, the Democratic Republic of the Congo. This country produces about 74% of the world's cobalt. That's nearly 3 out of every 4 tons mined anywhere on Earth. But here's the paradox. While the world grows rich off this mineral, Congo itself remains one of the poorest countries in the world, with a GDP per capita of just around $600 in 2023. And here is what they do not show you in the glossy ads for electric cars. A massive share of Congo's cobalt comes from what are called artisanal mines. Artisanal sounds almost romantic, but in reality, it means tens of thousands of people, men, women, even children, digging in unsafe, hand-dug pits. That's thousands of kids whose childhoods are replaced by shovels, dust, and danger. And experts say the actual number is far higher. So whenever you see a child digging for cobalt, you are looking at the hidden cost of every smartphone, every EV battery, every piece of clean tech we celebrate. But it's not just artisanal mining. Large industrial projects run by foreign corporations have their own record of abuses. In 2023, Amnesty International documented forced evictions and violation crackdowns on communities living near industrial mines. Entire villages were bulldozed to make way for new projects. Meanwhile, miners face daily exposure to toxic dust. Studies have linked cobalt mining to severe lung damage, birth defects, and chronic illness. But with no safety nets, workers keep digging. And the irony, despite their suffering, the people of Congo see very little of the wealth. The money flows up the chain to multinationals, to traders, to refiners overseas, which raises the real question. If Congo produces almost all the cobalt the world depends on, who is actually in control? If cobalt is the new oil, then Congo is the world's new Persian Gulf. But instead of oil rigs, the competition plays out in mines, ports, and corporate contracts. And China is at the center of this struggle. Right now, Chinese companies control 70 to 80% of the world's cobalt refining capacity. And in Congo itself, Chinese state-backed firms hold stakes in some of the largest mines. The US and Europe are aware this is a big problem. Their electric car industries and their military supply chains depend on cobalt. That's why Washington has started labeling cobalt a critical mineral for national security. This isn't just a story about mining, it's a story about who gets to control the next era of global power and the sacrifices made along the way. Cobalt is essential to America's clean energy future. It's not about batteries, it's about power. If one country dominates the flow of cobalt, it dominates the future of clean energy, AI, and even defense systems. Demand is only going up. By 2030, EV battery demand for cobalt is expected to more than double. Yet, at the same time, companies are scrambling to find alternatives like lithium iron phosphate batteries that use little or no cobalt. Some experts believe cobalt could be phased out within 2 decades. Others warn the transition won't be fast enough to avoid deeper exploitation in Congo. So Congo stands at a crossroad. Its cobalt could be the engine of its development, or the cause that keeps its people trapped in poverty while others grow rich. The secret war over cobalt is not fought with soldiers and guns, but with contracts, corporations, and supply chain. And while the world debates clean energy and the future of technology, in the death of Congo, the price is being paid quietly and in full. Congo's cobalt mines aren't just about minerals, they are about power, control, and the future of our world. The real question is, who is going to win this secret war?